Wherever you are.
All right, guys. It's Dreadmaster Yugioh coming at you with another deck profile. All right, man. What's your name? What'd you do?
It's Matthew Crull. I went to the Columbus Regional last week, got 17th place after Swiss. Funny fact, there were 6 of us that went. 4 of us played cash. We all got our invite with the same deck. There's just minor changes, so there's going to be 3 more of these coming.
And the other 2 that didn't play cash did not get their invite.
And the other 2 that didn't play cash did not get their invite. They should have listened.
Very nice, man. Any shout-outs before we get into it?
Shout out to my girlfriend for letting me go to the event. Huge shout out to my brother because I didn't have my invite. Just started the year. It's the first tournament I could go to. Wasn't even going to go to it. He literally told me at the last minute. He was like, dude, you got to go. You have the days off. And I went and did pretty good. I mean, got the invite early, so I don't have to worry about the rest of the year. So now we just cruise through Indy. Other than that, shout outs to AA Cards and Games. It's a local spot, Copeland, Indiana. Shout outs to Sean, Dreadmaster, for doing the profiles. And shout out to the boys. Like, we've watched a bunch of profiles. We talked about the deck. We were trying to figure out what was good, what was bad. Everybody was on Fire Kings. We just went against the grain, played Shifter. Shifter's a great card. The deck's not just Shifter. Like, everybody always says, oh, you just lose, the Fire King just loses to the Shifter. There's times you don't see Shifter and you have to play your interactions correctly. Like, you still have to know what the deck does.
Of course.
It's not as easy as dropping Shifter. Garrett can attest because he's playing it right now trying to get his invite.
Always.
But we'll go ahead and get into it. Standard cash lineup. I got 3 Unicorn, 3 Fenrir. This is a card that everybody argues whether it's 2 or 3. Play 3. This card won me so many games, being able to banish the birth or the missing piece and then getting rid of your Theosis to add that piece back. I don't know how many times I would banish a birth under Shifter, activate Theosis, banish Theosis, add the birth for follow-up because my opponent always goes after a birth. So you always have your recursion for next turn. And I mean, this card's insane. Like, it was good for the Big Bang back in the day, but now it's just good to get you to any piece. I don't know how many times I've managed my Ogre just to get to Pret. I mean, you can do all kinds of crazy things with this card. So we play the 1 Ogre, the 1 Scare Cash. I mean, it's mandatory. Like, there's just times where Scare Cash, you're doing the same thing with Theosis. You Rise Heart, banish the birth, banish the Theosis because you're not under Shifter, and then get your birth back. I mean, you just keep playing. Then we played the 4 field spells. Cited this out a lot because a lot of people were citing the Drolls once they realized I was on cash. So this never stayed in. There was a lot of time I didn't even see this card, but was able to pull through just by the cash effects. Played 3 Theosis. Card's insane. Like I said, you just Rise Heart, banish any piece that you were missing, whether it's a monster spell, then you just birth, or Theosis, add back whatever you banished. And I played the 1 Pret.
How'd you like that this weekend?
This combo, when you set up board, is insane. Like, you're guaranteed 4 bodies. Because this is going to get 1, this is going to get 1, your Unicorn's going to get your Theosis, your Birth, or your Fenrir that you special back, get you another body like a Rise Heart or Scare Cash. And you could just pick apart boards. Like, I played against Voiceless it was like round 8, and I had this set up. He cleared my monsters, but I had no way to clear these, and I was able just to birth all my stuff back, make an Annihilation Dragon, get rid of his spell card, and then pick apart his board. Like, because even if he negates one of these, you have the other one to bring the stuff back, and you're still going to clear his board. I mean, that deck was really weird because the first time I played against it, it was round 8 of the tournament, and it was one of those win or go home type things. And I just learned keeping the spell card off when everything's untargetable was just really huge. So having both these for the recursion play, just to get everything back and stay online, was just incredible. So I would suggest always playing both. I side this out going second. That's kind of obvious. Like, I'm going to put these off to the side, and I'll just go through, like, side patterns towards the end, because there's a lot of people that I've seen online asking a bunch of people what to side, and we'll just go through that here in a minute. I played 3 Prospeed for consistency. I only truly bricked one time all day, and it was a game 3 against pure Snake Eyes. And that was my first loss in round 4. I opened unplayable, he opened the gas. Set that off to the side. Best card in the whole deck. I love this for Fire Kings. Cyclone. I cut it down to 2. I was playing 3, but it came up multiple times with their under shifter, try to set up a lousy board, and I just smacked the island and watched their whole board disappear. Like, it was absolutely hilarious. Most of them just scooped as soon as I did that. I want to find space for a second talents. I've tried. I mean, I've thought about putting it at 41. Actually, yeah, I'm at 40. I thought about putting the 41, but 40 is more consistent, especially in this deck. But this card was insane. Like, being able to draw 2, rip a card, take control of a monster, make SP with their stuff, like clear boards. It's huge. Arguably the best card of the deck. And the only reason we played the deck, we knew fire. We knew fire was going to be the top deck going into it. And literally walking in the room, walking around, we've seen a lot of cash, a lot of flow, and a ton of Fire Kings. So we just went in, like...
It's pretty good against Voiceless, too.
Yeah, it's pretty good against Voiceless. It won me game 1 against Voiceless, because he literally just had to stop and pass, and he ended on the Skull Guardian to block, and then he just died because Fenrir just clears it. But it was real funny, because going into this tournament, I was going to play Fire King Snake Eyes. My brother was talking me into it, and... night before, right before I put in my list, I just decided to switch it up, and I went back to cash till I played this for 4 weeks straight, trying to learn it because I knew it was good against the meta, and I did good with it. It was a good meta call. I should have played. Ideally, I should have played Fire King Snake Eyes, but I just wanted to play Shifter. I just wanted to be the criminal for once. Played 3 Ash, 2 Bell, and a Mourner. I think going forward, I think I'll take these 2 out and play the 3rd Mourner, because this didn't come up as much. But this card, when I seen it, was insane. I don't know how many times I hit a Garunix. Man, there was... what was it? There was another game I hit a huge piece. I lose if it sticks, and he specialed it, and I hit it, and it literally gave me the follow-up for my turn, because I was just able to shut it off. And I don't remember what matchup it was in, but it was huge. But mainly, these are used to get to Baron in the extra deck. I mean, that's mainly what I use them for. Last 3 hand traps are imperm. You just gotta play it, it's imperm. I know there's another side out card. I'll have to go back to that. So we'll go side deck next. I played 3 Droll. I think everybody wants to play this because they think this is the best card of the format. I feel like this is the weakest card of the format because Fire King still builds the board under it. I only sided this in 1 time, and it was against the Vanadium that I ended up losing because the dude full comboed me under Droll. This card was very lackluster all weekend. Best card in my side deck that I should have played 3 of, Lava Golem. Like, this card's crazy. There was so many games where I was going first and still kept these in, so that even if I set up a board and they try to play through my interruptions, I kind of cut them off. They put up 2 monsters, I just slap this down, summon a Fenrir, get rid of it, and OTK him. Like, I did some really, really funny things with this card, like going first. It caught a bunch of my opponents off guard when I actually hit them with it, because they're like, no way you kept that in going first. I played the 3rd Bell and the 3rd Cyclone. These are just good against back row matchup. I mainly wanted to when the Ghost Mourner was bad in the matchup, I played the Bell.
So would you consider playing a Duster over the 3rd Cyclone?
I was originally playing Duster and Lightning Storm, but I found that's what I'm gonna get in on the side patterns here soon, because Fenrir can clear face-up spell cards. I mean, you can clear anything that you need as long as it's face-up. These I just put in for utility, mainly to hit the island. Because if you hit the island, because what is it? Sanctuary. Sanctuary protects the island even if you duster it. So I played Cyclones to target the island specifically to then trigger it and wipe the whole field. I feel like this card's really good against Fire Kings for that main purpose. I got lucky and didn't play any lab or any back row decks. I feel like that's what really helped me. I mainly played, we'll just go through the list at the end, but I played a lot of Fire Kings and I played a lot of mirrors where this came up against their birth. So I like being able to just target and banish it and get rid of it. These next 8 cards are 100% the best cards of the side deck. I used every card in the side deck all weekend. This is the first time I think I've actually played an event where I've used every card in my side deck. Everything's good. But these cards won me so many games because nobody's seen them coming. But played 2-Dimensional Fissure for going first, so you just have extra copies of Shifter against Fire Kings. It's free. You just, one of my Fire King matchups, I literally I went first, I shifted him, held this in hand. He set a monster past, and main phase I started with activate D-Fissure and then proceeded to kill him. He couldn't droll me. Like, this card played through droll so many times because they couldn't even activate it. Like, this card was huge. Second best card is 3 summon limit. I did some weird shenanigans a couple times where my opponent, I was like, I don't know if they're gonna make me go first or second. Like, they could just make me go first, so I'd, evenlies and then try to evenly me. There was multiple times where I kept this in, thinking my opponent was gonna make me go second. And it came up to where I drew this and shifted them, cut their line off, then built full board on my turn, and then just set summon limit. And then they go, the famous normal Ash, add pop, special pop, and you summon limit them, and then they're just dead next turn. Like, they have nothing left after that unless they can clear this. What ultimately won me my round 8 to get my invite evenly matched. Played against Salad, opened double evenly, activated evenly, he roared it, and I just activated evenly and cleared his board. Then Gradle, we'll get to that in a minute, but I took all of his dudes out of the graveyard so he has no recursion. Extra deck, worst package, I don't even suggest playing this package. I have better options for this, but we played double Link Spider, G Golem, Heatsoul. I think going forward, I will keep this in, but I will be playing a IP, another Annihilation Dragon, and another Big Eye or Draco Sack, because Draco Sack came up during the tournament multiple times, and you could Draco Sack, if you could get the Draco Sack line, you could just make you could pop one by getting rid of a token, make a Link Spider, go into SP, remove another card, then you have an interruption. If you haven't used your birth, you could birth back a guy, still play. Like, you can still build the board.
So you think more Big Eye, more Shang?
I feel like this package plays into Nib, and I feel like the reason I did so well in the tournament, I didn't play into Nib. I summoned 4 times and stopped. You will not believe how many people got angry with me because I did not summon 5 times. Not once during the tournament did I summon 5 times unless I knew it was clear. Because I left so many Fire King players and Snake Eyes players with Nib, or at least one Nib in hand. One dude, I got to Talon's his hand, and I left, he had a Terraforming Kurikara and double Nib. And I immediately just like, yeah, we're not summoning anymore. And I just ended on, my main board I ended on was Ogre, Unicorn Fenrir, and Riseheart with the Bertha. And just triggering all those guys. Like, as long as you're smart with your interactions, you can usually play through most of the boards. Played 1 SP. This is why I want to play the IP and that over, because you can just make an IP with another body and then have an interruption on your opponent, well, double interruption on your opponent's turn. Then for the XYZs, which I used all of these all day, Shang, Annihilation, Draco Sack, Big Eye, Gradle, and the Red Eyes Flare Metal. Won so many games off this, just beating them down to 900 and then making this dude and passing. And you can't really play through it unless you have the Imperm. I did crazy things with these guys. I think these 3 were the ones I made the most. This was just finished games. This was just to remove cards, banish Theosis, add my cards back I needed. And then, like I said, the Draco Sack line is nuts because if you extravagant or prosperity and you leave one of these on purpose, you can Draco Sack pop a card, make the Link Spider, and then go into SP, clear the board, And I did that so many times to leave them on no resources or one card in hand, and then just birth back and make sure I set up a Fenrir in case they had any follow-up. It was kind of nice. This card came up. It was a last-minute decision. Loved it, and it definitely came up twice where I just Zeused our whole board. So you just get 2 level 7s, overlay, make this dude attack directly, deal damage, make a Zeus, wipe the board. This came up in my Kashmirs twice. It's pretty nice. Then I played the Typhon, the Zeus, and the Baron. I think I made Baron one time the whole tournament.
Those hand traps aren't just for being hand traps.
Nah, like you definitely usually make this a lot. The one time I made it, it was against Pure Snake Eyes, and I had a really bad, just dumb moment where I had shifted him, had another shifter in hand, and ended on the Baron. And in the standby, I should have just Baron summoned back the shifter, and then had the shifter for the follow-up, and just shifted him whenever he followed up. And I feel like I would have won that game in game. It was either 2 or 3. But I was dumb and left the Baron on board. He literally Flame Birch pushed it back and then summoned it on his turn. So it was definitely a big misplay really early. But I said at the beginning we were going to talk about siding patterns. So most of the cards going first or second that I sided out, I stuck to these 5 cards because when I went in, I was just like, man, I really just want to put 5 cards in. So going second, I 100% sided in any combination of these pending on. This came in for the Ghost Mourner when it was really good. We'll just knock that out of the way. But I sided in any combination of these going second. The Drolls, if they were good against a matchup, I just swapped them out for another hand trap. Like against Vanadium, Ash is not good, so I just played the Droll and sided the Ashes out. But as you noticed, like going first, 5 cards here. So going first, these 5 went in. Going second, the option of these 6 went in. And like I said, there should be another Golem. So like if I'm playing the Golem, I just side out the Cyclones, side in the Evenly, side in the Golems. But this was my main side pattern all day. I sided 5 cards. These were the 5 cards that came out. Those are the 5 cards that went in. Other than that, I'll get out of here because I know this is getting to be a long one. But I wanted to explain some stuff because a lot of people just say, oh, Cash is just drop shifter and win. It is drop shifter and win when you're playing against Fire Kings, especially if they open a bad hand. But you also have to know how to play the deck and actually do the correct reactions. The board going first is very lackluster. It's not very good. But it can hold off most of the decks just because the cash cards are so strong as 1-card starters. I mean, it's an easy deck to play, but you definitely have to study the interactions and play against the meta and also know what the matchups entail. But that's it, guys. Have a good one. Make sure to like and share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Get Sean over here some likes.
This guy.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, appreciate you. Congrats on the top.
Thanks.